Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Metaverse, some projects within it.
Yes.
And because we've been talking about AI in the past pretty regularly.
Often, frequent, yeah.
And so now we thought we'd bring it back to the Metaverse to see what's going on in that sector.
Well, not just what's going on, right? Is there any opportunity looming? There has to be, right?
Yeah.
Is the Metaverse here yet? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
So that implies that there's a lot left to be built, right?
Yeah.
A lot of infrastructure to be determined.
So
right?
we know a little bit about the Metaverse. We have our own project building inside the Metaverse.
Correct.
And we see that there's still a lot of infrastructure to be built.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, we are heavily mostly in Decentraland. So if we go down to break down what the Metaverse sector is in Web3, Decentraland pretty much is like the leading force.
Yeah.
It was, I would say, the initiator to bringing the Metaverse concept before it was even like widely like understood or like there was any attention on it at all.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't until Facebook made that critical pivot to Meta technologies or whatever, kind of convinced the world that, hey, the internet at some point is going to become 3D and immersive. So
yeah,
we're going to focus our company's monumental resources on that initiative.
Yeah.
Now the whole world's like, okay, let's see what the Metaverse is all about. And obviously Horizon.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Horizon, largely uninspiring.
Yeah.
Right. Decentraland, I'd argue a lot of people probably log in and most of their first impressions very uninspired.
Yeah.
Right. So what's missing? Why does it feel like we're not even close to what the Metaverse potential should be?
Well, it's rendering, right?
Oh, you tell me, is that the issue? That can't be the only issue. But
no, that's not the only issue. But there are projects working on it.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Render today. So Render Network, distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. So not obviously needed, right? It's not clear that this is like a necessary component to anything. So specifically rendering videos, images, things like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about another project that renders 3D real-time game worlds. So, but for render, I was watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, Corridor Digital. They had a podcast. And Ren from Corridor Digital, he was like, I used the Render Network. And he said that he was processing one of his videos that he was making for the channel. And so it piqued my interest. And I was like, hey, man, you were talking about this last month.
I was. And I think at the time when we were evaluating, should we cover this project or not? It was just, there wasn't enough, I don't know.
Yeah.
Enough there.
Enthusiasm.
Which is kind of shocking considering, we're in the Metaverse space. So you would think this would be much more like intriguing to us, right? And
so Render is part of this list. So it's like top 5 in the Metaverse.
It's done a lot of significant growth since we first were looking at it. So we found it right around the 200 million market cap region. Now it's sitting at $500 million.
Yeah.
So it's already pretty damn valuable. Like it's skirted its way into the top 100, right?
Yeah.
It's number 98 at the moment.
So what it does, it takes a bunch of, if you're creating a video, you have a bunch of visual effects and it needs to render, right? If you render it on your computer, it's going to use your local GPU to render it.
Okay.
So if you have a crappy computer, it's going to take a long time to render a
What if
video.
you have like a state-of-the-art best computer you could find?
Even then, depends on how complex your video is in terms of visual effects and everything. It can still take a long time with the best GPU.
Okay.
And so, so if you use a render network and you pay the tokens required, it takes that format, that video format, and it propagates it to the network. And the GPUs that are part of the network are now rendering the different frames per second, right? Different frames for your video.
So it's literally fragmenting it into pieces?
Yeah. So frames of your video are being sent out to the network, and now the network of GPUs are now processing the individual frames and then bringing it back together.
Wow.
So now it's done significantly faster.
And you don't have to actually own any hardware components, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That kind of, it's good. It's good. It's a good utility, I guess, and service for the future, right? Not everybody has access to, they might have the know-how, the technical know-how to generate these types of, content formats, but they don't have the resources to do it on their own. So This is one of these like unique cases where blockchain actually enables something of technical value outside of just a financial tool.
Yeah.
Right. This is an actual solution to a real technical problem, right?
It is.
Yeah.
People in the crypto community have been using it. Obviously, Corridor Digital, they're liking it. Ren said that he was going to only use Render now.
That's a big, these are like not really like crypto people, right? These are just real hardcore
content producers.
Exactly. So if they're saying this type of thing, and they're not poor,
yeah,
they can afford whatever they want.
They have the best computers that they could get,
and that's not good enough.
And it's not good enough.
This network enables them to, I guess, operate much more efficiently, right? And they could output at a much higher rate.
Right.
Which is good. So if that's the case for them, you can extrapolate. This has to be good, like industry wide, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So what's the speculative value in that, dude?
Exactly. So the peak here was at almost $1 billion, a little bit above it, and we're sitting halfway away from it. So it's kind of high already.
Yeah, something's happening to where I guess people are. It's caught our radar, and it's obviously catching others as well.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, there's something of real value here. Artists, like you're saying, producers, they're realizing there's something to this. So I think we're just witnessing the start of like the market's appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess the question is like, what's the actual upside to this?
Well, I guess it depends on how big the market size for something like this is. So it's content producers, creators,
yes,
who need quick rendering.
Yeah.
And or maybe don't have the equipment to render anything, right? That this is their only option. So it's viable.
The film producing industry is definitely multi-billion, right? It's huge. It's part of the entertainment industry, right? So that alone, if this becomes like a standard part of those business operations, this feasibly can be in the tens of billions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
They have a specific format that they use in order for this to work. So it's a little change of behavior for the industry.
Okay.
But according to Ren, he was saying that it was basically not complex at all.
Yeah.
And he was surprised at how easy it was to do it. So it's a change, but it's not.
And that always happens, right? Anytime there's some sort of like new little
technology,
leap in tech.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of adaptation.
Yeah, we're seeing this with AI. Like, there's prompt engineers now who can make the AI act and be as anybody else, and it'll respond as that person, right?
Very nice.
That's a form of engineering, but it's something that we had to adjust, right?
Yeah.
So same thing goes with any new technology.
Yeah, so having said that, like once we got into this conversation, like, what's the potential scale and scope of, I guess, the utility of the render token network?
Yeah.
It's pretty sizable. It's like you can extrapolate, like, dude, this could potentially do like a 10 to 20x from here.
Yeah.
Like within the short to medium term, right? Like this is valuable. This, like I said, this is one of the rare occurrences where it's not like something that's generating like, like there's actual revenue that can be generated from this, like real
as a result. Yeah.
Real customers. So this is a real business opportunity.
Yeah.
But we're like, how can this get even bigger? It's like, what else needs like rendering help? The metaverse.
Yeah.
And we're talking the metaverse has a multi-trillion-dollar projection.
Yeah.
So can this somehow be pivoted to service the metaverse of the future, right? The future 3D layer of the internet. And that got us to find something new, right?
Yeah, so we're looking at Mawari. They just raised $6.5 million to speed 3D content delivery for the metaverse.
Yeah, we read that headline. I was like, hey, that sounds very hyper relevant.
We need this.
Yeah, because Decentraland, just go log into Decentraland right now, and you feel the struggle.
Yeah,
right?
Let's jump in here.
Okay, we'll show you in real time. Like how much of an issue this appears to be, and whatever this is, more issues.
Switching to the right network.
Oh, okay, that's just user error. No big deal.
Yeah.
So again, we started off by analyzing the metaverse sector. So again, go back to our reference video for the year, dude.
Yeah.
We broke down, I think, 7 or 8 sectors to keep your eye on this year. Metaverse being one.
Yep.
There isn't much. Just we'll go down the list of all the tokens, dude. As far as infrastructure projects, there's basically zero. Render probably being one of the first.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And we have a few coming up, right? Improbable.
Well, they're not on the list yet.
Yeah, they're not.
You know, at some point, M Squared will make this list.
Yeah.
And then we'll definitely cover that, and we're gonna be like, hey, man. if you want a metaverse with tens of thousands of users, like that could simultaneously interact, you might want to consider investing in M squared. So if you want a metaverse feature that doesn't struggle to render every single thing in your site, you might want to invest in like the render enabling technologies, right?
Yeah.
Like here we go. Like there's an obvious latency here, right?
Yeah.
Like a delay.
Yeah, and so if I run far enough, it's going to show a bunch of green boxes, which is still kind of like rendering the whole world.
Yeah.
And so the idea here for Mawari is that they'll be able to stream different aspects of the world to your computer in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of rendering locally on your computer, it'll stream it because it's already finished rendering. So
you were telling me that this has been like a pursuit of big tech companies, right? Google and stuff, but they can't pull this off.
Well, what they're doing is they're hosting the game on their, server farms.
Okay.
They're running Halo on their server farm. They're running Call of Duty on their server farm, and that video feed is being sent to your house.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever you press the jump button, you're telling the server to jump, and then it's got to send it to the server, and then the server has to render your jumping and then send the video feedback to you, and so there's like a lag.
Okay.
And so it wasn't sustainable, right? Google Stadia is no longer operational.
That's right.
And same thing happened with Microsoft. They wanted their new Xboxes to be a network of like these nodes to kind of run cloud computing, but that didn't work.
So what was the actual technical limitation there? Was it the what? Oh, see the green boxes here?
Yeah,
that was the first one that we saw. Just in case you guys have never been in Decentraland, this is how things render in real time, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so obviously not like the most.
There it is, green box.
Yeah, if Fortnite was like this, I don't think it would be a AAA hit.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously the multi-trillion-dollar metaverse has a long way to go.
Yeah.
Right. In order for us to even get to a potential consumer product. Right, where people want to regularly be a part of this virtual experience. Yeah,
and so Decentraland, we give them a lot of credit because they're doing a lot here. But like I said, it looks like the infrastructure for sustaining the metaverse is not quite there yet.
Not quite there, and it's interesting finding these projects that are working on these solutions because it really does kind of paint a picture of just how early we are in the metaverse space. It's because a lot of people like to consider like, hey, we've actually been in the metaverse for so long now. Like we've allowed video game industry essentially has pushed us 20 years, 30 years towards the progress point of the metaverse. But considering, I guess, the actual computational requirements for a truly, universal digital experience,
a digital layer to our economy.
Yeah. Like that I guess the infrastructure, the technology doesn't exist to support that yet.
Yeah, and I think we've all seen video games get stagnant over the last decade. Like they really haven't changed in the last 10 years. It's the same games.
Like the graphics get a little bit better.
Barely better.
I mean, Unreal Engine's a pretty huge leap, but
it is.
Yeah.
But
how much more can it get from there even? Like we're basically at that point where it's almost in
diminishing returns at that point.
Agreed. So
it's like why have a 4K video if you're just watching videos on your phone, right? You don't need all that high resolution, anything if you're just going to watch content on your phone.
Yep.
So we're dealing with I guess a situation where the metaverse needs new infrastructure, new types of technologies.
Yeah.
We know that Improbable is working on M squared, allowing 10,000 concurrent users in a world, which is huge, right? We haven't seen that in video games before.
No.
And so we have Render Token we just talked about, and of course Mawari. They're doing split rendering. So
yes,
making streaming and rendering sort of like kind of worked hand in hand.
Yeah, but there's some proprietary technology that's also part of what these guys have planned, right?
Yeah.
That is going to, I guess, reduce some of those limitations when it comes to streaming, 3D content, right?
Yeah.
So where it's, I guess, a little more instant. Doesn't have that time delay you're talking about that Google couldn't figure out.
Yeah.
Which is a little surprising to see, like such a small project that apparently has a technical solution Google didn't implement.
Yeah.
But that happens all the time in this
It
tech
happens.
world,
Google would just buy them out, and then now we did this.
Exactly. So we got to keep our eyes on this because they want to kind of replicate what Render Token or the network is doing, right? Access untapped resources, which is people's GPUs.
Yeah.
And we know the GPU market, I guess, obviously they're still out there. People have all these miners, these rigs, but they're becoming less and less
it's like
utilized.
The analogy is like a car. The utilization of a car is about 1%. The other 99% is just sitting in a parking lot.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like while you're at work and shit.
Yeah, it just sits there.
Yeah, why yeah, it should just be
doing something. Right?
Well, that's what Tesla has planned, right? Turn them all into robots.
Yeah. That's right.
Right? So that way once you're at work, you could still be out there servicing humanity.
And I think that's why less and less people are owning cars because they could just use ride shares cheaper.
True. So this is the same thing. It's like, well, I mean, you're not gaming 24/7, right? You're not playing Crisis, like whatever Crisis we're on, whatever the highest intense game is now. It probably isn't Crisis anymore.
No.
I remember that used to be the benchmark. It's like if you could play Crisis, you got a good rig.
Right.
But yeah, so that is an untapped resources that can be leveraged to fucking render the metaverse, dude, or render movies.
The new Crisis is like Decentraland.
Yeah, that's the new benchmark, dude. Can your rig handle Decentraland?
Yeah, if your computer isn't melting as a result of Decentraland, then you got a good rig.
You got a good one, dog.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep our eye on Mawari for sure because obviously it's hyper relevant to what we're doing. And we're always looking for metaverse infrastructure plays because, there's a tremendous amount of it needed. And infrastructure is everything, dude. That's things you want to get on in the ground floor.
Yeah, Mawari doesn't have a token, but it's something to pay attention to because they might.
Very likely they will. Because I mean, how else are you going to task a global participation pool? Like, let me leverage your hardware resources so that we can,
so you can make money off of you.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do it for the good of no. Yeah, there has to be some sort of incentive model, right? And that's what cryptocurrency enables. So look out for that. And then again, Render Token potential pivot point here. I mean, right now they're servicing, I guess, like the film and the arts industries.
Yeah.
But who's to say they don't come out with their own version of this? And it's like, we want to service the metaverse also with our network.
Render Token could partner up with Mawari because they have the proprietary tech, right?
Correct.
So there's a tech they developed that enables, they say like 200 or 100 times cheaper, 100x faster rendering.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's not nothing.
It isn't.
I mean, that's really extremely fast. So, they could partner. I mean, we're saying they are partnered, but there's potential there.
We're speculating here. Yeah. That's all. But yeah, Render Token sitting at 500 million. I'd say that's a pretty good, zone where it should be at the moment. Maybe there's like a 2 or 3x upside potential here. So not necessarily the most juiciest of opportunities, but nonetheless, it's good grounds for something. I think
to know that it's needed. It's a technology that's needed.
Correct. And as the market as a whole continues to grow, especially in the metaverse, you can expect render as an infrastructure component to that to also go up with it. Yeah,
and looking at this list, we need to look into Internet Computer, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how's
it making the metaverse list. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe this is an infrastructure for the metaverse.
Well, Internet Computer. Okay, yeah. So you heard it here first. We're going to do a deep dive on Internet Computers soon.
I don't know why we keep looking over it. Just because of the market cap is so high. It's like, why?
Well, remember it hit the market. It was like 50 billion or something when it hit.
Yeah,
that's why we overlooked it. We're like, this is clearly overvalued.
Yeah.
But now it's oh god.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What is that? 17 billion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty redunculous, dude. But it's time to revisit ICP. Let's see what they have.
It bottomed out at $1 billion, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at this and
see what it has to do with the metaverse, if anything.
Why metaverse?
Yep.
It's metaverse, NFT, GameFi,
it's everything, dude.
Governance, storage, smart contract platform.
It's everything, all in one. It's the Internet Computer.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
I mean, that's bullish. The name is bullish. Okay, guys, let us know if you have any questions. All about the metaverse. Are you guys in? Are you out? Is it Is it just one big fluffery?
Yeah. Are you using Render Network at all? Are you an artist?
Yeah.
Are you an aspiring one? You're like, are you poor? If so, I would recommend giving it a shot.
Yeah.
And let us know how it is. Like, is this as revolutionary as other visual effect artists are claiming it to be? Because that's not us. We don't do that.
Yeah.
The little videos we make here, we could render on our own.
Yeah.
We're not here assembling Pixar, studios.
Yeah, we could render them with our gas-powered laptops.
Exactly. Not much editing going on here, lads. So we don't actually know, like, by personal use, like, how valuable this is. But there's plenty of people claiming it.
Yeah.
Reliable sources. So
yeah,
let us know what you guys think, and report it in the comments.
Yeah, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at Roby AI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.